You're watching UE News with Amy Deegan and Chris Hansen.
Good afternoon and welcome to UE News.
And making the headlines this afternoon. The housing market in Bristol bounces back this year with a 6% increase.
Bristol has been named the best city in the UK to live in.
And find out why the women of Bristol are taking off their makeup for charity.
The current housing market in Bristol is booming, but are rising prices putting off new buyers? We sent Stephen Hood to find out more.
The British housing market has once again started to boom over the past 6 months, with the average price of a property in Bristol hitting £180,000. We spoke to the people of Bristol to see if these prices are putting off potential buyers.
At the moment I'm renting, so I'm still a student. At some point in the future I'd like to, but I think I'm aware that it's quite expensive to buy houses in Bristol.
I think it's getting more difficult for people to get a mortgage, and also renting is getting higher than sometimes it's to buy a mortgage.
We spoke to a local property manager from Bristol who explained how maintaining these prices could have positive results for the city.
The problem is at the moment there's a shortage of property and a demand to buy. If the shortage continues, then all we're going to get is an increase in prices. If the government do as they promise and build more houses, then it will keep a lid on things, in my opinion. There will always be people wanting to buy, and we've seen a slowing down slightly in the letting sector, and we think it's because youngsters are saving up to try and buy for the first time.
The government seem to be keeping their promise and are turning building sites like these into housing estates like this. With housing estates like these popping up all across the city, it is evident that Bristol's property boom is in full swing. This has been Stephen Hood at Highbrook Park for UE News.
A national survey has confirmed Bristol as the best place to live in the UK. Bristol boasts on one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country, decent schools, buzzy culture and access to some fantastic countryside. James Howes reports.
With its buzzing culture, excellent schools and one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country, Bristol has been announced as the best city to live in the UK. Bristol is a city rich in heritage and a greater variety of experiences than any other city outside London. But it's only moving forward with exciting plans to be made one of Europe's greenest cities. It isn't the first time Bristol has come out on top. It was named the most livable city in the UK according to an analysis of economics and lifestyle factors last October. Notable locations include the Clifton Suspension Bridge, which will celebrate its 150th anniversary this year, St Nick's Market, one of the best indoor markets in the country thanks to its huge selection of food on offer, and Bristol's Harbourside, a major port for city life with old favourites and new developments making it a major hub for activity. We spoke to some local Bristol residents to find out what they had to say.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not that surprised.
No.
It's a lot better than Oxford and it's smaller than London.
It has everything, like a mini London but better.
Yeah.
Like it has everything. It's not surprising.
Yeah, I think it's very good news for the city. It's quite surprising. I didn't even know that they were going for the award, but it's very positive news. I think it'll bring a lot of spotlight, media spotlight and tourists to the city, which is clearly good for the economy, good for business.
The rejuvenation of the Harbourside and other areas of Bristol have surely had a positive impact on Bristol being named best city to live in the UK, but we already knew that. It's been James Howes for UE News.
Motorists in Bristol could soon be having a smoother ride to work after the council was given £350,000 grant from the government to improve the city's roads. The money will be spent filling in potholes. Charlotte Bulmer looks at the effects rough roads have had on our cars.
Bristol, like the rest of the UK, saw extreme weather this winter, which has had a detrimental effect on our roads. The government is allocating approximately £350,000 towards improving potholes across Bristol. The money is part of a £200 million fund, which is being distributed across the UK to improve road maintenance. Local garages such as Bewley Motor Services in Bedminster have seen a steady increase with customers coming in with pothole-related problems.
Basically, with the bad weather as well over the winter, and the roads, a lot of suspension faults, which is what obviously you've just seen change. but with the potholes, damaged alloy wheels, so you get dents in alloy wheels, broken suspension springs, and also you're getting is affecting, if there's a big hole, it affects the structure of the tyre. So it shocks it and just makes the steel inside of it, and then over time then the tyre goes out of shape.
So it's clear to see that £350,000 government fund would be beneficial to Bristol's roads. And this is Charlotte Bulmer reporting for UE News.
The Miss Bristol competition was held at the Grand Hotel last week, and Naomi Dunbar was crowned Miss Bristol 2014. Claire Aubert reports.
18 girls competed for the title of Miss Bristol on Sunday night. Winner Naomi Dunbar impressed the judges with her own design of eco-wear, clothes made out of recycled material, as well as in evening wear and interview round.
If someone gave you 100,000, what would you do with it?
I think I would probably split half of it to some different charities.
Me?
Me.
Alright,
It'd be nice.
I can do with that.
It was the first time that swimwear was cut from the competition and replaced with the interview round to show that Miss Bristol has to be a well-rounded person.
People have the wrong idea about beauty pageants. They think it's all sort of airheads, but I mean, there are girls that are going to do psychology degrees. There are nurses there, and I think people should be more aware. It's not about beauty anymore. It's about brains and being able to represent a city as big as Bristol.
It was really fun, and all the girls were really nice, yeah. And all the hairdressers backstage, like one of the hairdressers did my hair.
So what's next for Naomi?
It'd just be really great to get involved with some Bristol like fundraising events to see how I can help out, really. So I'm excited.
The winner was, I mean, there was a few girls that were really, really stunning, and just everyone put in so much effort, and it was just a brilliant evening, and the winner should be very proud of herself because she's beaten quite a tough competition.
Miss Bristol will now compete for Miss England in Torquay in June. This is Claire Herbeau for UE News.
Work is soon to begin on the controversial new Clifton residential parking scheme and should be operational in the next few months. Nathan George reports.
The Clifton parking scheme has been through ongoing negotiations since it was approved in May last year. Local residents have complained that parking is a massive problem and that a new scheme is a necessary move. After Bristol City Council made numerous changes, the parking scheme has finally got the go-ahead and should be operational within a matter of months.
The Clifton parking scheme is still an ongoing issue, and as you can see, there's no proper allocated parking spaces. With opinions divided, we spoke to local residents to find out their views.
They've consulted twice on the parking scheme, and both times the residents have said they don't want it, and the council's gone ahead and done it anyway.
I think everybody who has a parking permit of any kind anywhere in the city should be allowed to park an hour anywhere in the city. I feel quite strongly about that.
I mean, I know some people, I overheard some people in the gym saying that they liked it because they live near the zoo.
The aim of the new parking scheme is to provide as much safe parking as possible whilst reducing the dangerous obstruction that have caused residents havoc for the last few months. The parking scheme will affect Clifton Wood and Hotwells residents who have been forced to adapt their lifestyle to the lack of parking. A parking permit will cost residents £48 per household, a second will cost £96 and a third is £192, whilst other spaces can be used with a pay and display ticket. This is Nathan George reporting for UE News in Clifton.
The Bristol Port Company could soon finally own the land that Avonmouth docks are built on after making a multi-million-pound offer for the freehold. At the moment, that is owned by Bristol City Council, and the extra cash could help them when they are facing major cuts. We sent Nick Clark to find out more.
The Bristol Port Company have made a £10 million offer to buy up the freehold leases at the Avonmouth and Portbury docks. The company bought the site in 1991 on a 150-year lease with the option to buy back the site at a later date. Since buying the site, the docks have turned into one of the most economical docks in the UK with access to over 300,000 people. We spoke to some local citizens to find out their opinion on the potential sale.
First thought is that it seems to be like selling off the family silver. It seems to be selling off an asset which is quite liable to appreciate over the years as the port grows. So the value of the leasehold is going to increase all the time as that port grows, and it is going to grow because they're looking almost to build a deep water area there where they can bring the big container ships. And so I think it might be short-termism.
I assume that they're doing that because they've got a deficit in their budget, and the new mayor has all these plans to do lots of other things within the city centre of Bristol, including the arena and, you know, a new transport link, etc., etc.
Bristol Port currently has 2,600 acres of dock estate and employs more than 600 people. Bristol City Council have announced that a decision will be made on April 1st. I spoke to Sue Turner, Director of Communications at the Bristol Port Company, about how she feels the sale will benefit Bristol.
Every time we invest, it's either securing existing jobs or creating new jobs. And ports constantly change. They never stay the same 10 years running. So we always have to look for new customers, new trade, things that need to be brought into or out of the country, and provide the right facilities for that. So every time we do that, then we are looking to the future, creating new jobs and securing existing ones. There's about 600 jobs that are directly related to the port, and there's another 7,000 jobs that exist because the port's here. So it's big numbers of jobs that we're talking about.
Opinion is divided regarding the sale of the Bristol Port. Despite the job opportunities it may present, locals feel they'll be losing part of Bristol's strong heritage. Nick Clark for UE News.
In the past week, over £2 million has been raised for breast cancer awareness through a rather unusual photo campaign. Our reporter Dean Prosser has been finding out more.
At the beginning of this week, social media saw a new trend called the no makeup selfie. We've come to Clifton in Bristol to see if the girls around here will take their makeup off for breast cancer awareness.
Breast cancer is the most common cancer in the UK. The lifetime risk of being diagnosed with breast cancer for women is 1 in 8 people. Breast cancer survival rates have been improving for 40 years, and more women are surviving breast cancer than ever before. A local breast cancer charity in Bristol called BUST offers care to over 22,000 patients every year. So far, the charity has raised over £1 million, and the no makeup selfies have also proved a success in the city. By removing your makeup and donating to cancer research, including BUST, it is helping to support the prevention and early detection with better treatment for Bristol's patients. We spoke to Susan Grant on behalf of BUST Bristol to see her opinions on the latest social media trend.
I just think it's really good that everyone's having a go and pulling together, and it's nice to see on Facebook popping up everywhere, oh, I've donated, there's my selfie picture, and it's just really nice really for the community and everyone.
Now, if you want any more information about breast cancer awareness and local charities in the city, then just go to the Bristol Life website.
Now, it's not often global superstars are spotted in Bristol city centre, let alone the sleepy village of Clevedon. Residents were in for a shock yesterday then, when award-winning boy band One Direction took over Clevedon Pier to film their new video. The boys were spotted on the pier, spending over 7 hours in front of the cameras. News of the boys' presence in Clevedon spread fast through social media, and soon the seafront was lined with excited fans anxious to get a glimpse of their idols.
So I know, Amy, obviously you're a big fan of One Direction. Were you down there yesterday?
I was, waiting to see a glimpse of Harry Styles.
I'm a Niall man myself. Right, now it's over Tom Rochelle with the sport.
This evening's home fixture sees Port Vale make the journey to Ashton Gate to take on Bristol City. Steve Cottrell's side have suffered injuries to goalkeeper Simon Moore and midfielder Joe Bryan. The Robins threw away a win at the weekend at Colchester and currently sit 15th in League One with 43 points after gaining 1 point on Saturday afternoon. Bristol Rovers are away to High Flyers Fleetwood Town this evening in a game that they will look to take at least 1 point from. The Cod Army were well beaten by Exeter at the weekend and may be low on confidence as they head into their midweek fixture. John Moore will have to leave out the Pirates' top scorer John Joe O'Toole of his starting lineup due to his suspension. Rovers are currently sit just 4 points above the drop zone, and if their poor form continues, then they could be in real trouble come the end of the season. That's all your local sports, and now over to Zoe with your weather for the next few days.
Thanks. Outbreaks of rain will continue to spread in from the east this afternoon, but are expected to ease towards the evening, with temperatures set to drop to around 4 degrees overnight. Tomorrow, showers will slowly clear during the day to give way for some sunny spells in the afternoon, with temperatures reaching a high of 9 degrees. Thursday and Friday are set to see some dry weather, However, a few heavier showers have also been predicted, with highs of 10 degrees. And I recommend you keep an umbrella nearby for Saturday as well. Although we will still see a slight increase in temperature, with highs of around 12 degrees, a few outbreaks of light rain have been forecast for the early afternoon. That's all from me. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Zoe, and that's all from us today.
See you next week.